You're listening to the You Don't Know Me Yet podcast network.
This is a Daydreamers podcast, and we are the Daydreamers. I am Erin.
I'm K'Shana.
And we have a special guest. This is our second guest, okay? Mr. Junior Love.
Hey, y'all.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, now let me ask you this first. Have you listened to a Daydreamers podcast before?
I have not. I have actually watched the Instagram reels and the Instagram posts.
So
I've seen the sound bites.
Okay.
I've seen the sound bites.
Thoughts?
I love it because y'all talk about a lot of really good and interesting topics, and then the banter between y'all is too funny. It's too funny. So y'all have good chemistry. So I'm excited to be here.
So I asked Junior yesterday. Let me tell you how much he's a very good sport, because I did ask him like at the last minute. He's like, yeah, you know.
Then I had to remind her, like, well, did you hit up Junior?
I forget. Cause so they let you know, like, I was thinking about it the whole time, but like I'll do that thing where like I think of stuff and I think I did it, but I didn't do it, you know. And they'd be like, why they ain't do? Well, K'Shana, you never asked them, you know. So yeah, oh yeah, we got stuff.
You're watching on YouTube, and when you see the ticks and the tops, you will see it's a different setting. We're not in my junky office.
There's nothing wrong with your office.
Girl,
it's
the
working.
office is junky.
It's working. It's used. It's lived in.
But we are at K'Shana's fancy, swanking apartment with the hardwood floors and everything. And it's giving me Nola darling vibes. And let me tell you, she's such a gracious host. Like, when you come to my house, you're going to get floor water.
Because it know we sitting on the floor.
Shots. I'm going to offer you shots of tequila. I'm going to offer you chardonnay. I'm going to offer you any of Zipporah snacks, which is from animal crackers to graham crackers to
Fruit snacks.
Doritos, fruit snacks. I get
A
the
Cheerio.
Mott's. I do the Mott's free snack.
A Kix.
Yeah.
Berry,
But when you come
berry.
to K'Shana's house, you get the cucumber sandwiches, and I ain't never had no cucumber sandwich before.
So what's on the cucumber sandwich?
It
All
ain't
right, so
meat
these are
ain't on here,
actually.
I'll tell you that.
Well, okay.
So out for the people who are on YouTube so they can see. This is this, all right? So I made vegan, because I don't know what you eat. This really for Junior. Like, I love you, Aaron, but... And then
Well,
you ain't
thank you.
And you only did this, you only get this once.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you're only a guest once. You know how that
Right.
go.
So
You're like, you know what the water is?
It's like pumpernickel bread, and it's like vegan cream cheese with spices that let the ancestors guide my hands, and some fresh cucumber and dill and smoked paprika.
That's good.
You know, and then also, because I know you eat meat,
Mm-hmm.
I put some prosciutto on the side. So if you wanted to put some prosciutto.
Well, I thought I was going to try the cucumber sandwich in its natural
like as
state.
it is.
And
Because I
then,
didn't know if you were vegan or not. These pretzels are vegan, and then I got some baby carrots.
These are vegan
How
pretzels.
you
They
doing?
don't taste vegan.
And they're
but-
good, aren't
but
they?
how are they how you make, why is,
But why would, and that's the thing is, like, it shouldn't be like a question of, I'm not vegan right now, y'all. Right now. Keyword right now. Because I be dipping and dabbing. But it shouldn't be, like, why is that even, it's pretzels. Like, why, the question should be, like, why would you need animal products in pretzels? It's pretzels.
What do we want to start
we're
with?
real fancy.
This is not fancy.
We are fancy. And then her, like I said, her apartment gives me Nola darling vibes. If you have not seen She's Gotta Have It on Netflix, it's been out for a long time. It's only 2 seasons. I don't know why they did not make it 3, because it's amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, do not pull my black card. I have not seen the original.
Oh,
Don't pull my black card.
I'm not, but it's still time.
Yeah.
You know, you can watch it. It's on Netflix too.
Yeah, so, but I skipped and I did the TV series. It's so good.
And let me be clear, I only have one partner, so like, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. When I'm giving vibes, I mean just like the
I know, like
artistic
aesthetics
setup.
or whatever.
Like she got the easel. She has a lot of her paintings on the wall and crystals and stuff. Meanwhile, my house is full of roller coasters and swings.
You
and
have a
slides.
child. I don't. So it's gonna look like you have a child,
Yeah.
and that's okay. There's nothing.
No, there's nothing wrong. This is just giving me vibes of when I was single and child free. Okay. But anyway, okay. So what have you done? We always start the show off, Junior, with what have you done? I'm gonna go first to make yourself happy. What have you intentionally done to make yourself happy?
Well, I made vegan cucumber sandwiches for the first time in a long time, even if it was, initiated by Junior's presence. But I haven't done that in a while. That's one thing. What did I do like other than that? Like other than today?
Ooh, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, at night, I turn my room into an old lady jungle. That's what I call it. Okay. But, like, okay, let me explain.
Okay.
So, I make my room really warm, and I'll run the humidifier, and I close the door. So, it's like an old lady jungle. Jungle because it's, like, mad humid. Old lady because,
Are you playing, like, that CD of the
No,
forest?
just, like, when you go, like, to your grandma's house and stuff, it'd be mad hot.
Yeah.
But it'd be like hot and humid, so like it's really good for your skin and hair.
I don't like that because you can't tell your grandma's hot in the house.
No, you can't. And you tell her, and the only way you can get cool air into the house, Thanksgiving coming up,
open the
is you got to open the freaking door. And she gonna yell.
You got to go outside. So either you got to be freezing or you got to burn up. And everybody in there, first of all, like this sweater. We're in sweaters. You got to come up out your sweater. I hope you put a t-shirt on under it because it's gonna be hot. You gonna be sweating, but like I like to sleep like that, and I feel like it's been helping my sleep. And also, in the Jennifer Lewis book, I cannot remember who she met. She met someone, and she asked him like, "How do you stay so young? Like, how does your skin blah blah?" And she's all wrapped up, and the humidifier is going, and she's like, you got to keep the humidity, keep moisture in your skin." And I'm like, I'm gonna do that at night, cause you know how you wake up like,
especially like now it's cooler and you got the heat going, the air get dried in my body, your sinuses and stuff.
I gotta wash out our humidifier because me and Zipporah be in there going through it. Pause. Are these cucumber sandwiches like double Whopper sandwiches or are they single?
They're just sitting on top of each other.
Oh.
You can keep that in. You can keep it in.
I definitely eat
it
a
like
sandwich.
Okay, I'm eating it like it's a Big Mac. And I saw you holding your one. I was like, wait.
No, I just did have one.
I was looking too like, I don't want to say nothing, but I mean.
I've been places before. I'm just going to say that. I've been places before. Okay, Junior, what have you done intentionally to make yourself happy? Because see, a Daydreamers podcast is a reminder to do what makes you happy.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I intentionally spent time with family today.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Now it was family that I haven't seen in a while, so it was even more special because we were all like in one place together. Yeah. Where as we've grown up, we've kind of like distanced, and I've got a lot of cousins that just kind of moved away, or everyone's busy and they're kind of they're living their lives. So it was nice to kind of have a little bit of fellowship with the family, eat some food. And just be around people that make you happy. Yeah. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that.
Nice. That's real nice. What did I do? I really just don't remember this week. But today I was supposed to go. So our nonprofit Black Creative Circle of North Louisiana
we was both supposed to go.
We will call BCC. So BCC was we had our first literary meetup today, and I wanted to go. I do know what I did to make myself happy, but I wanted to go. But when I did, I wasn't able to go. I wanted to because I have a long day today, but I wanted to make sure Zipporah had a nap. And I know you're probably like, girl, a nap, but see, you don't know.
A nap is
so
care.
Do not know.
Nap ministry.
It's important.
I'm a member.
And see, Zipporah takes her nap. She eats lunch at 10:45, takes a nap at 11:15. I try to keep her on the daycare schedule. And I knew today was going to be such a long day. And I just wasn't able to get her down in the time frame and whatnot. And I just said, you know what? I really wanted to go to the literary meetup. And it really, it's just being around like-minded people.
Right.
Chilling. Everybody got their little stuff or whatever. If you look on our socials, you would have seen me, K'Shana, and if you please follow the Black Creative Circle of North Louisiana socials. But I posted pictures and videos of all the different meetups and stuff we have. But I really wanted to go, but I was like, there would have been a point in time where I would have forced myself to go, forced her to go, because I just feel like I have to do all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And today I was like, you know what? My baby needs a nap. And I need her to have a nap.
Look, I'm trying to eat it the right way now, y'all.
Okay. I was like, well, she needs a nap. And, I put her down and she was kind of fussy. I was like, when she goes to sleep, I can go in there and do some more work, whether it's housework, pom-pom work, pom-pom Etsy, because the Etsy shop is open, or, podcasts, whatever. But I was like, you know what? She was fussy. She couldn't get situated. She felt comfortable with her leg draped across my shoulder and her arm just all over me. I said, you know what? We're going to stay right here. And
chill.
That, and talk to myself. I made myself be okay with skipping something I wanted to do and letting my child hold me hostage and just being at the house.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. But K'Shana, because we talk I need to do this and
because we were both supposed to go to this event. That's the thing, and neither one of us made it.
No, and you know what?
And yeah, and
but
I was supposed to go
nobody's putting this pressure on me.
It's us putting it on us. Yeah, right. You can't do everything.
But the long story short is, I'm doing things that I want to do. I'm making decisions, and I'm at peace, and I'm not stressing myself. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I'm not happy with a smile on my face, but I am.
You're not putting yourself in that situation.
I'm not stressing.
Where you can be stretched thin, too
overextending.
The other thing is, so I talked to my girl Monique, and because that's the one who does theater and improv. Mm-hmm. She just won the film festival in Shreveport, whatever. Hit her up, told her my idea, and she kind of helped me, just think through some things and everything. So I'm not gonna say what it is just yet, but I see myself. Awesome. Yes, I really see this turning into a theatrical type performance.
I don't know if you need
you know what I'm saying? Like I could just, I feel. You want some more pretzels? Okay. Like the only thing I can say that I have a reference for. No, you want to take the whole bag of pretzels?
She's not lying, y'all. These pretzels are good.
They are good though.
Ducks
like
pretzels.
Vagina monologue.
Okay.
What's that? So Jill Scott crossed my mind. How she's kind of talking. Yes, how the talking. Yeah. Not the singing because I can't sing, but just the talking part. Like I feel that with
like a monologue or a soliloquy.
That's what I feel, and so I'm happy that I am embracing that. Now I'm not gonna say when it's gonna happen because I don't know. I gotta go to therapy, talk some things out because the inspo behind this is still very raw. But yeah, I'm just happy that like I feel some creative juices flowing through me, and I feel like it's gonna be something awesome. Just allowing myself to be. That was really long. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get better at it. Can I have some more pretzels, Zipporah?
No. But so Junior, can you please introduce yourself to our audience and say what it is that you do? All of it.
Wait,
all of it.
All of it.
And like just a little of your background.
She gave me one pretzel.
And where you come from and things and stuff.
So, I'm Junior Love. I'm 29. I'm a singer-songwriter, poet, social work grad student, and I aspire to make music, create poetry, create art, become a therapist. Mm-hmm. Mental health is really important to me. Self-care, being with family, enjoying other people, experiences. So,
let us have.
And I also create content on the side. So I do a lot. I am overextended in some areas of my life.
And look, there's more stuff I want to do. I just added on to something.
Yeah.
To 2 more things that I just added on to. Okay, so before we jump into the topic, what?
You have to explain what that means, though.
Okay, yeah. So, a Daydreamers podcast. We're always in our head. We're always daydreaming. We're always like looking out the window, staring, that type of thing. So we always have stuff on our minds. Mm-hmm. So, let's let K'Shana go first.
Girl,
what has your head in the closet? Now, it could be anything. It could be something major. It could be something ratchet. It could be something silly. Whatever has been on your mind.
You know, I just got my head in the clouds, and this is a conversation I actually had with Junior earlier this week, y'all. And don't. I'm not anti-black. I'm not anti-black. I'm not. I'm just talking about my experience. This is. I'm sure. Allegedly, is not par for the course. I'm sure it's not par for the course, but like just my experience. So it was. Y'all know I'm in school, right? It's very important for me to get my education and degree. This one that I want, I wanted it from an HBCU specifically. I really, really wanted it from an HBCU because of the type of coursework it involves, and because of the communities that I plan to serve and help, which would be us, our communities. You're not going to be able to get the same. I'm not saying one is better or worse. I'm saying it's different. You're not going to be able to get the same education from a PWI as you do at HBCU, because HBCU requirements often, they focus on, like, there is no, at a PWI, you taking special problems in psychology, and it's literally focused on critical race theory, not in like what the public thinks critical race theory is, but the actual tenets of critical race theory, and also African American psychology as a whole, and even knowing what African American psychology is, or that there are like actual professional institutions and
organizations
for African. Yes,
there was sections.
Nobody even knew. Like a lot of times, you're not gonna know
sections, that. Maybe is that
it's not race sections. There's just African American psychology. I'm sure there's some other things too, but
is there indigenous people?
But I'm black. I don't know. I go to HBCU. I don't know. I don't know.
But it's not just a psychology from a Eurocentric, lens or point of view. There's childhood psychology at a PWI, but there's no African American childhood psychology because it's different. Because it is different. Our experiences are different. We have different things. But so I really wanted to get it from a HBCU for those reasons, and just it was super, super important to me. But the experience that I've been having with the institution that I'm definitely not going to name, they've just been... Y'all, you know how I come on here and I be like, people are wild and feral. These people are wild and feral, and they don't have their shit together, and that's all I'm gonna say. And my future does not feel safe in their hands. So, and I don't have time and or money to waste. I can't.
And I think that's a fair point.
So yeah, Junior kind of really made me feel better about me even considering.
Because your girl was depressed, okay?
Yeah, and I'm still like not happy about it.
Because I really, really, I just know I'm not going to get the same education. And I go and I look at the degree plan for the other institution that I'm considering. And it's not that it's bad, because it's not bad. It's everything you need, but it's nothing specific to us.
Mm-hmm. That's us as in black people.
Yeah. So that's just, you try to do, I don't want to say do right, because it's not right or wrong, but you try to do things with your community or with your people sometimes, and sometimes it just don't work out. That's all. And I know HBCUs get a bad name, about attendance rates and things like that, but if this is what's going on, and again, I'm not even going into details about what happened or what's happening, or there's several things, because there are several things that happen. That's just been my experience. So, Junior, do you have anything to add? Because he actually, you got yours from a PWI.
Yeah.
And so some of the things that I was talking about that night, you had no clue about, that wasn't, that education, wasn't your experience.
No, not at all.
Can you talk about some of the stuff that y'all did do at that PWI? You don't have to name which one.
Well, I know that we learned a lot of, especially now that I'm in my grad program, we're learning a lot about cultural diversity and humility, and so there are. You said you were asking are there other forms of psychology and other forms of things for different cultures, and there is, and unfortunately we don't really get to study a lot of different cultures through their lens, because the truth is that this is a lot of the lens is from a Eurocentric perspective. It's from white people trying to look at other people and say, well, that's not the same for us, so it's different, and we should study it. We should acknowledge what it is for them to live in their experience, but they don't really know how. And that's just the easiest way to say it. They don't really know how. They try to understand, but it's not always correct. And I think acknowledging that is probably the best and the easiest thing to do. Mm-hmm. Because the truth is that, if you are in those fields like the mental health or just a helping professional in general, you're going to work with a lot of people from different cultures and different aspects.
One of the other classes, I had to take race relations. PWI, first of all, if y'all don't know, PWI is a predominantly white institution. I forgot to say that. If you don't know, I'm pretty sure y'all do. But then they don't make you, that was required. That wasn't an elective. It's required. You have to take race relations.
At your HBCU.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's required because
I feel like it's required because you need to, it's like you got to be able to suit up when you need to be ready. You know, the HBCU is created because we were not allowed education, and when we were allowed to have education, we were not allowed to have education in these spaces and stuff. So
they even like community service is required,
and they teach you like, you know, all of us, if you're a person in America, doesn't matter your race, you've received all of your education through a Eurocentric lens. All of it. From kindergarten, elementary, unless you was homeschooled by your person of color parents. Girl, you that's all you got. So I just wanted something different. Now, mind you, my first college or university is PWI. And I'm like, well, I don't have any experience with my people like that. You know, like I really would like to work with your people. Yeah, and in the communities that I'm serving, like the thing that I do now, my disparate population is us. The disparate population, for the most part, unless you're like in a super rural area, then it's like usually Caucasian males.
Right.
But usually it's us, and it's usually our boys. But it's us. So I know who I'm going to be working with for the most part. So I wanted to be able to effectively serve them versus just, you know, if I could help it. That's all. And I'm sure I'm still going to be able to effectively serve, but that's going to take me taking time to go back and research other things that I know that I missed out on. You know, when I
hold up, pause. What's clouding your head? Because we have to get into because we will go into something totally different. Well, I will say what's been on my mind. I'm not at liberty to say what it is right now because it's so raw and fresh. K'Shana, you already know what I'm talking about. It has to do with women's health and women's rights. Yeah. But it's too raw, and I'm feeling this. I'm truly feeling this, and it's gonna go through a whole thing like we did with K'Shana and her PWI HBCU situation. I'm not gonna do that to y'all, but it's too raw for me to talk about in this setting, you know. But so that's what's been on my mind. I'm pissed off. That what it boils down to. I am pissed. Junior, what's been on your mind, and then because K'Shana, your topic has to do with what you're talking about.
We're gonna go back into that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, let's hit this real quick. What has been clouding? What's got your head in the clouds?
So,
along the same lines?
Making music is too expensive, y'all.
Pause. I need a refill on the chardonnay. Before we go any further. Junior's out, now I'm out. K'Shana got homework, so she ain't drinking.
You did your head in the clouds. And you was in the middle of talking about music, how it's like super expensive.
Were
you saying like studio time or like
what?
Well,
see, I have now this was a big investment, but I bought my own studio equipment. Because I found that like when I was going to the recording studio here, great place, love the atmosphere, but it was just expensive. You know, it's great, but I was realizing that if I really wanted to keep creating the same quality of music, like I couldn't just continue to go to that specific studio and record. And so I invested in a microphone, my own mixing equipment, you know, and just kind of did the thing. So
because by the time you keep going there, you would have been paid for it anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, but you still have to learn how to mix and master your music, which is like really
they
getting
were doing that.
Right. And then I outsource that specific task because I want my music to sound good. And I know I don't trust myself with that. I'm honest. So
not yet.
Not yet. Right. So you have to do so many things to have a quality project, and I am kind of like a perfectionist to some extent. So, because if it's got my name on it, like I don't want to sound
it's
like
your work, it's your art. I get it, because you think I'm good.
So, but it's just like there's so many expenses that you have to put into it, and I never doubt whether it's worth it or not because it is worth it to me. For me, music is like it is also a contribution to my own mental health. So for me to be able to make music and create music that is for the safety of myself, you know, and others, right? But it's so expensive, and it's so unfair that it's so expensive. I'm blessed that I was able to invest in my own equipment, because I know that not everyone is able to afford that. But when I look at it, I'm like, damn, this shit don't make sense. Like, this is like, if I really was doing it as consistent as some of the people in the industry were doing it, I would for sure be paying out at least maybe more than $20,000 a year just on specific projects alone.
I don't know how much studio time and stuff costs, but golly.
That's just like if you wanted to do a whole album. I believe the first time that I went into the studio, I definitely spent over $2,000 or $3,000 on my own.
For one session?
Not for one session, for the whole project, and that was just music alone. That's not photo shoot. That's not promotion material. That's not let me go to travel to go perform a show. That's none of that. That's not even a music video. So that was just the music alone. So it's just so expensive. It's worth it, but I can see why people quit so early in the game, because they don't see any benefit from it. I'm not looking at it from I want to gain monetarily, but I can see why people quit.
Yeah.
Speaking of, so I think it's a good way to segue into what I wanted to ask you before. Y'all have a bit of Junior's background, and y'all see he's super knowledgeable about things and stuff. And y'all know we are always telling y'all, go to therapy.
Please.
Thank you. Okay, so can you talk about the importance of mental health and like just like maybe like how like just eliminating the stigma around actually going to therapy and stuff, because we always say go to therapy, but like sometimes it's not that easy for people.
Yeah, I think earlier you asked, hold on, sorry y'all,
it's cool.
Earlier you asked like what is mental health, and it's interesting because I think when people think about mental health, they think of it separately from physical health. But really, your physical and your mental health are tied. They're tied really closely together. Sometimes if something is wrong physically with your body, it also affects your mind, because your mind is part of your body. So I think when we look at mental health, we need to understand that mental health is just health in general. Okay?
I like that.
It's your wellness. It's, you know, what makes you happy, what makes you scared, what traumas and triggers you have. It's all of that, but just it's tied to your body. It's tied to your physical body. And so what was your question again?
So and then since speaking about it being tied to your body, are you familiar with The Body Keeps the Score?
I am, yes.
Okay, can you talk like a little bit about that?
What is that?
It's
I don't know nothing about it.
It's a book. It's a book.
Okay.
And I don't know if the doctor is a psychologist, but basically the book is about how trauma physically affects your body. Like, it stays in your body, and if you don't address it, then it can actually tear your body down. Like, it can tear your body apart. And it talks about how, you know, some people that have dealt with like sexual assault, all various forms of trauma are affected physically and physiologically by their own traumas, and how that, you know, it just stays with you. So you have to deal with it. You have to, you know, if you have to go to therapy, if that's affordable for you, because that's the thing. When we tell people go to therapy, we're not thinking about how accessible therapy really is for that person. For some people, they may have Medicaid, but they may live in an area where there are no Medicaid therapists.
Right.
You know, not all therapists take health care.
I can tell you that if you are one of the listeners who are in North Louisiana, there is I think their state agency, the Human Services Authority. They have I think they offer services regardless of your ability to pay, and I know I don't think it's just like I don't think it's medical services. It's all like mental health and like rehabilitation services like that. So like if you are in the region, I would look that up, because I think that's pretty clear, because usually state agencies and stuff like that, they kind of work that way.
Yeah.
even if you don't have Medicaid or Medicare. But you may not be in an area that has any kind of clinics that do that, or you might
not even have transportation to and from therapy. Right.
So yeah, and I don't know if they offer, because I know there are also some. For a while, there were these little pop-up agencies, and they were doing, but again, it's Medicare and things that would come to you. But
and I'm gonna be honest about those things, like the small pop-up acute places. They're good for when you're having like an acute episode where you have something that's like sudden and you need kind of like short-term help, but it's not really good for like the long-lasting care.
And then their requirements, their qualifications, they are also different. So I'm not saying that it's not going to help.
Right.
I'm just saying that the education requirements are different. Like, so Junior and I are on 2 different levels. That's why he's here. Because I don't know everything.
And I don't know nothing at all.
Like, nobody knows everything. So let's get that straight.
Yeah, that's true.
If we were to both offer services, they're going to be on different levels.
Right.
Like, I'm probably not going to be as good as handling crises as Junior is, because he's trained in that.
That's funny you say that. My cousin, I didn't realize all this is, I don't know nothing about psychology and all that. I don't know nothing about it. But my cousin,
sound like you don't know nothing about birthing no babies. That's what you sound like.
I know something about birthing a baby, okay? But my cousin was saying how, like, her new job, she likes working in the crises area. And so, like, when she told me that the other day, I was like, oh, okay, but like not Maya.
Oh.
Not Maya, that was on last week. This is another cousin, Mary. I brought her up, Mary. But she was like, she likes working in that's the one who used to ride. Did I tell you the story?
That's the one that's up there with Maya, though.
Right. Like, one of her jobs was riding with the ambulance people. And I was like, did I tell you about that story? How she used to be like, it's just common conversation. She'd be like, oh, girl, yeah, I was at work today. This dude tried to kill himself, his wife, and his kids. But I'm finna make spaghetti for dinner. Like, she'll talk about that type of stuff in like regular conversation, like it ain't nothing. But like, she works in that area, so to us, it's like, holy shit. And she's like, girl, yeah, this man tried to jump off the building, girl, trying to take him and his baby out. But anyway, girl, what we doing tonight?
Like for curly girls type shit.
It's like, but all that to say, like, she says she likes working specifically with like in the crises area and stuff.
And if that's like your thing and you excel in that, they need you.
They
do
need
it.
You. Yeah, they need
do
you.
it.